Hey, magandang buhay! So, ito yung part 2 ng discussion para sa composite functions. Yung part 1, nasa description yan. Click nyo na lang para matutunan kung paano ginagawa ang composite function. Dito sa video na to, ang i-discuss ko naman is given yung composite function saka yung isang function, hahanapin yung isa pang function. Yun doon kasi sa unang video, ang given is dalawang function, ang hinahanap yung composite function. Dito, baliktad siya. Given yung composite at saka yung isang function, hahanapin yung kapartner na function. Ready ka na? Great. So let us have this example. If f of x is equal to 5x minus 4 and f of g of x is equal to 5x squared plus 15x minus 9, what is g of x? Let me show you the solution. We have that one, f of g of x is equal to, well, definitely, iniba lang yung pagkakasulat. Next is, we know that this part of the equation is equivalent to 5x squared plus 15x minus 9. So we can write that one here on the left side of the equation, while the one on the right side of the equation, we have f of g of x. This means that for every or for all x's in f of x, it will be substituted by g of x. Okay? As you can see here, all of the x's on this function will be substituted by g of x. As you can see here, on the right side of the equation, the one that is being asked is the inside function. If the one that is being asked is the inside function, then we can solve this just like solving a basic equation. So let us proceed. So we will have 5 times g of x minus 4. Just like what I've said a while ago, all of the x's in f of x will be changed into g of x. Now let us solve for g of x. For us to solve for g of x, I'm going to change g of x into y. Why? It's more pleasing to the eyes compared to that one. Okay, more parentheses. It looks like it's more difficult, but if you will have single parentheses or a pair of parentheses, then it's easier. Let us solve for y. For us to solve for y, we're going to add positive 4 on both sides. Next, simplify the one on the left side, we will get 5x squared plus 15x minus 5. While on the right side, we will have 5y. For us to get the value of y, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 5, and we will get x squared plus 3x minus 1. And we know that y is g of x, so that will be our final answer. G of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus minus 1. Last example, if f of x is equal to 4x minus 5 and g of f of x is equal to 12x minus 13, what is g of x? Same process on what I did a while ago. G of f of x is the same with that one. So yung g circle f, eto siya, tama? So that is 12x minus 13. Next, yung g of f of x, kung mapapansin nyo, dun sa g of x, ang pinagkaiba lang nila is yung x pinalitan ng f of x. So meaning, kung ano man yung x sa g of x, papalitan lang siya. In our case, ano ba yung f of x natin? Eh di ba that is 4x minus 5. So substitute lang natin ngayon dito. Ngayon, ang pinagkaiba ng example kanina sa example ngayon is yung kanina, ang hinahanap is yung inner function. Dito kasi, given na ang inner function. Since given na ang inner function, ang gagawin natin is hahanapin natin yung inverse ng f of x. How? Let me show you. So, look and listen carefully. So, I'm going to let y be equal to f of x. So, yung f of x natin is 4x minus 5. We will get y is equal to 4x minus 5. The next thing to do here is to solve for x. For us to solve for x, I'm going to add positive 5 on both sides. We will get y plus 5 is equal to 4x. And then divide both sides of the equations by 4. And we will get y plus 5 all over 4, and that will be equal to x. In this case, this will be now the f inverse of x. The f inverse of x will be x plus 5 all over 4. What I did here was to change y by x. As simple as that. Next thing to do is, we're going to substitute what is the inverse of f of x to the composite function. So whatever the value of the inverse of the function, I'm going to substitute it to that x. Let's proceed. Okay, so we will have g of f of x that is equal to 12x minus 13. So I'm going to change x by f inverse of x. Proceed. We will get g of f inverse of x is equal to 12 times f inverse of x minus 13. So you see now, it's not appealing if there are so many parentheses. Okay? So what will we do now? Remember that part, f of f inverse of x, that is equal to x. Remember that one. We will have g of x is equal to 12 times the quantity of x plus 5 all over 4 minus 13. I substitute f inverse of x by its value. Next, we're just going to simplify the function here. G of x now would be equal to, correct, that would be 3 times the quantity of x plus 5 minus 13. Continue, we will have 3x plus 15 minus 13. And our final answer, you are correct, 3x plus 2. So I hope you learned something about composite functions. Mahirap, pero lahat madadaan sa practice. And with that, maraming salamat. Magandang buhay.